Tonight, in Midnight, with Egypt's politics, we have a special guest you're meeting with, Ahmed El Aawar, with the first television appearance after the Egyptian presidential election. With Omar El Aawar in the late midnight in Egypt's politics show, today at Egypt TV.
Check it out.
Hello everyone in Egypt's politics show, where we will have a special guest. As you saw, Ahmed El Aawar, and we're going to ask him 4 types of questions in Egypt's politics, and we will start with the first question. Our first question to you is Egypt facing a big problem?
Yes, of course, Egypt is facing a very big problem, and mainly the current big problem that I see is the multiple disagreements that is happening between different parties, between a big majority of people who want just peace and security and they want to move on with their lives, between the revolutionists who want real changes, not just superficial changes, between the military who want to just finish and hand on the authority while minimizing and securing their end. And of course we have the Muslim Brotherhood and Shafi and his fans wants to secure a win in the elections.
And can you tell us like a little solution for that big problem? Like what is the steps so they can solve that problem?
I think the steps is that for everyone to give in part of their demands. They cannot have it all. Everyone cannot insist of having all of what he wants fully. Yet they need to agree on the interest of Egypt at large. So the Muslim Brotherhoods needs to sacrifice part of what they want, the military to sacrifice part of their want, the revolutionary a little bit part of what they want, and so on and so forth.
And thank you, and now we'll get a break and then go to another type of questions.
You must know, when you open Jumbo Shipsy, it will stay with you the longest time you can imagine. Until Aunt Jan finds the letter Q on her mobile, Allah, Shipsy Jumbo will stay with you. Open, close.
Start.
Until you arrive from Muhandisin to your house in Muhandisin, Shipsy Jumbo will stay with you, Allah. Open and close.
Action.
Until the cleaners finish cleaning your house, Shipsy Jumbo, open, close. It will stay with you a lot of time.
Yeah.
Until your friends decide on an opinion, Shipsy Jumbo, open, close. The time is long and Shipsy Jumbo stays with you, open, close. Shipsy Jumbo, every time the taste stays the same.
كل مرة الطعم زي أول مرة.
Hello everyone again in Egypt's politics show, and now we're going to ask a second type of questions to our guest. And now the first question in the second type of questions is, what do you think of Mubarak's trial, and what did his sons Gamal and Ala take from the trial? What they received?
Okay, what I think about Mubarak's trial is that I think that the Attorney General has done a very, very weak job
Yes.
in gathering enough evidences to prove that Mubarak and his regime were responsible for the murder of the revolutionists on 25th of January. And of course, the system did not help him at that time to give him enough evidences. Ala and Mubarak, their case were very ridiculous. It was a very old case, that's why they got an innocent charge. But I know that they will be charged in another charge very soon.
Yes. And the second question, what do you say for the people in Tahrir who are protesting now against the charge of for Mubarak? So,
Well, first of all, I want them to stay peaceful. I think it's their right to protest. Yet they need to be somehow reasonable, because we are running out of time and there are elections on the 16th of June, and some of their demands are very high demands, very tough demands. So they need to kind of sacrifice part of their demands.
yes, thank you. And now we're going to take a break and then come back for the third type of questions.
Start.
كلاس مدير كلاس
سنيكرز لا توقف.
Hello everyone again in Egypt's politics show with our guest, and now we're going to ask the third type of questions to our guest, and we'll start with the first question in the third types of questions. And the first question, I'll ask you like five small questions. You can briefly explain your opinion on each of the five candidates. We'll start with Mohammed Morsi, the Muslim Brotherhood candidate. Like, you'll briefly explain your opinion on him.
I think he is a very disciplined man. He's dedicated to his group, which is the Muslim Brotherhood, and he is what we call institutional man. He's not like a real leader.
Yes. And Hamdin Sabahi.
Hamdin Sabahi is someone who really believes in socialism and in Abdel Nasser as a role model. Yet I think some of his ideas is outdated. They are kind of old.
Yes. And Ahmed Shafiq.
Ahmed Shafiq is someone who's very also disciplined, organized. He's a soldier really, but unfortunately a very good soldier in the old regime.
Yes. And Amr Musa.
Amr Musa is someone who's very smart, very socially intelligent, who was dreaming to leave a legacy before leaving the political world and the world in general, the world of politics.
Yes. And lastly, Abdelmenem Abu Futuh.
Abdelmenem Abu Futuh is also a very disciplined, success-oriented man, yet very idealist, and needs to be more of a politician.
And do you think that any of these five candidates, any one of them is a perfect one?
No one is perfect, of course.
Yes. And thank you. And now we'll take a break. Then we'll go to the fourth and last type of questions. And thank you.
How is the Balloons agreement? They broke up? One of them? Cancel the agreement and don't treat the guy in the office.
تايجر اكبر وسيطر.
Hello everyone in Egypt's politics show, and now we're going to ask the fourth type of questions to our guest, and we'll start with the first question. What's your reflection on these days of the replay elections with Mohammed Morsi and Shafiq?
They are very unpredictable finalists, in the sense of a lot of the Egyptians who voted did not want both sides, yet both of them are the most organized in the sense of the groups, yet they are on the two sides of the world. The old world, which is Shafiq and his old regime and the old ideas, who's trying to make it better for the future, and of course the Muslim Brotherhood, who had a very old dream, and they're trying to really make a difference and a change. And both of them are very risky, and both of them are taking the Egyptians to the unknown.
And what do you, really fast two questions, what do you say to Morsi's supporters who like some of them who make a lot of jokes and like bad things about Shafiq, and for Shafiq supporters who make fun of religion and people who wear veils and...
I think when you make fun of someone is a sign of weakness. Of course, politics, part of the politics games is to bring the weaknesses of the other party, and that's okay, to bring the weaknesses and to raise the awareness of the public about the weaknesses of the other party. But I think it's a sign of weakness when you go into cursing and going into the extreme of criticism. That is not acceptable by all means for our values.
And the last question, what do you say? What do you want to say to the Egyptians today about their situation now in the elections and Mubarak's trial? And
What I really want to say to the Egyptians is be patient. I mean, really be patient. This process is part of a longer process that will make Egypt a better place in the future. We just need to be patient about our dream.
And thank you very much for that show. And now that was our show. And thank you, and I hope we see you soon. Thank you.